What is it people enjoy so much about card games? Ask a dozen players and you're likely going to get a dozen different answers. For some, it's the sense of competition. For others, it's the community. Some players love the incredible artwork and art styles that various games bring to the table. For me, one of the many things that I personally love about card games is the flavor. Now, what exactly is flavor? Put simply, when referring to a card as flavorful, it's implying the card is telling a story of some sort. Good card designers can use card effects, game mechanics, artwork, and other factors to imply things are happening in the world of the game, even without explicitly stating it. The Digimon TCG is a hotspot for flavor, with numerous cards making clever references to both the anime and overarching lore of the franchise. Today, we'll be looking at 5 of these such cards, discussing their effects and the anime moments they call to memory for long-standing fans. Starting us off, we have BT14 Angemon. Angemon is 6 to play, 3 to digivolve, and has 6000 DP. When attacking, by deleting this Digimon, you can activate one of the following effects. You can place an opposing Digimon with the virus attribute at the bottom of their security stack, or give an opposing Digimon minus 5000 DP. On deletion, you can place Angemon at the bottom of your security stack, and, if you have a tamer in play, can hatch a Digi-Egg into your breeding area. So what exactly is flavorful about BT14 Angemon? There have been plenty of other variations of Angemon printed before this one, but the effects of this secret rare make specific references to a moment many fans are already familiar with. Angemon takes us back to arguably the first truly iconic moment in the original Digimon Adventure anime. In the first several episodes, our 7 protagonists, the titular Digidestined, began growing their relationships with their new partner Digimon, and, as a result, each one experienced Digivolution for the first time. With the exception of one, the youngest of the group, TK, and his partner Digimon, Patamon. It becomes a focus of the plot for a bit, wondering why Patamon hasn't been able to achieve his champion form yet, as the kids make their way through the digital world, trying to reunite after being separated by the show's first main antagonist, Devimon. Once the final showdown finally takes place, the 6 partner Digimon who had achieved their champion forms fought bravely but were quickly swatted down. But when Devimon makes a move at TK, Patamon leaps in to protect him, and at long last,
Hey, Patamon finally digivolved!
The showdown between Angemon and Devimon is quick but memorable. After absorbing energy from the other Digidestined and their partners, he wipes Devimon out with a single brutal attack, the Hand of Fate.
I'll stop you!
The attack expends all of Angemon's energy, reverting him back to a Digi-Egg before later reincarnating as Patamon once again. So let's take another look at the iteration of Angemon from BT14. The fact that his ability triggers on attack and immediately deletes himself is an obvious nod to this specific moment. Even after this scene, Angemon's role as a holy Digimon is emphasized often, being especially effective when battling evil Digimon, hence it being able to specifically snipe virus attributes in the card game. His on-deletion effect places Angemon in security alongside the virus card that you hit, a nice dichotomy that recalls the imagery of Devimon and Angemon each disintegrating as they stare each other down, and thanks to his partner TK, Angemon returns to egg form, allowing you to hatch a new egg immediately as long as you have a tamer in play. Hopefully this starts to set the precedent for what the references we'll be looking at today will be, so let's go ahead and move on to our next entry. Next up, we'll be talking about Black War Greymon from BT2. Black War Greymon is 13 to play, 4 to digivolve, and has 12,000 DP. If your opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or more in play, you can play him from your hand with a reduced cost of 6. When attacking the opponent's Digimon with the highest DP, he unsuspends without a once per turn restriction. The first appearance of War Greymon's dark counterpart shows up in the second season of the anime, Digimon Adventure 02. After taking down the first antagonist of the series, the new Digidestined face the monumental task of cleaning up the remnants of control spires scattered around the digital world. Before long, new antagonists reveal themselves, named Arukenimon and Mummymon. Arukenimon begins using an attack called Spirit Needle to transform control spires into artificial Digimon under her control. While many of these early Digimon get beaten without much difficulty, eventually she begins creating Digimon using multiple spires to create even more powerful monsters. This culminates in her using an insane 100 control spires to create a mega-level Digimon, specifically a dark mirror of the main protagonist's partner from Season 1, Black War Greymon. However, during the first battle, it becomes clear that Black War is a bit different than Arukenimon's other creations. He questions her authority, developing a sense of self-awareness, and, to everyone's surprise, a sense of morality.
I will take orders from no one. Why should I take orders from you when you're so weak you need me to do your fighting for you?
Even still, Black War Greymon is a creature driven by a hunger for battle, constantly searching out powerful opponents to defeat in order to prove himself as the strongest Digimon in the entire digital world, with his ultimate quarry becoming the Digimon Sovereign, a Zulongmon.
Again he retreats. He is taunting me.
Black War Greymon quickly became a fan favorite, having a deep sense of introspection and moral inflection not often seen in your typical cartoon villains.
I should just destroy you and move on. It seems to be my purpose in life, and if that's so, then so be it. I will dedicate myself to being the most powerful. But I have to know if that is my true destiny, or if there's something more for me in this world than just fighting. You know, like a reason why I'm here. For some, it's money, others power, and for you, perhaps friendship. But I have to know the reason why I was created.
The first card iteration of Black War Greymon is clearly meant to be a representation of this version of the Dragonkin Digimon. Incentivizing the player to drop it directly from your hand is a cool way of showing his creation by Arukenimon. And the fact that in order to receive the discount, you need the opponent to already have a powerful Digimon in play is a neat reflection of the response to power Arukenimon used as motivation for his inception. But it's his on-attack effect that really reflects the character traits of this wayward villain. Black War Greymon believed his sole purpose was to be the strongest Digimon alive, and in order to prove this status, would constantly search for battle. This led him to take on not only the main protagonists, but also a herd of Mammothmon, and even the second ever appearance of the mighty Magna Angemon, even besting his instant kill move, the Gate of Destiny. The card unsuspending with each attack, but only when attacking the current biggest body on the block, shows his relentless lust for conquest, which can result in a complete board clear if he has the ability to keep checking the next largest body. A pretty unique effect that helps to illustrate one of the most popular antagonists in the series. Up next, let's take a look at Skull Greymon from EX1. Skull Greymon is 8 to play, 3 to digivolve, and has 8000 DP. Skull Greymon has security attack +1, making it pretty aggressive for a level 5 Digimon, but this power comes at a cost. At the end of his first attack, he deletes himself, and, on deletion, plays an Agumon suspended from your trash without paying the cost. We're going back to Season 1 again for the first example of a recurring trend that has become a staple of the Digimon franchise: Dark Digivolution. They say there are 3 things that all wise men fear: a sea and storm, a night with no moon, and the anger of a gentle man. Dark Digivolution is the result of a pure heart becoming corrupted, and has become something of a routine for the main protagonists of the various Digimon shows. After the defeat of Devimon, the original 7 Digidestined are given the task of embarking on a MacGuffin quest so their partner Digimon can evolve even further. Tai, the leader of the group, finds his plot device first, and becomes a bit obsessed with pushing his partner Agumon to digivolve to his ultimate level. When cornered by a Dark Greymon, he decides to take his given attribute of courage to a dangerous extreme, intentionally putting himself in harm's way to motivate Greymon to save him.
I can make him do it! Watch!
This corrupts Greymon and causes him to evolve into a twisted monstrosity, Skull Greymon. This monster goes on a rampage, not only decimating the evil Greymon, but proceeding to smack around the other partner Digimon before breaking out of the stadium and running out of energy, reverting back to his in-training form.
He's Coromon again!
Skull Greymon makes another appearance in Adventure 02, repeating the process of evolving, going on a brief rampage, only to run out of juice and revert back to rookie form again. EX1 Skull Greymon is possibly the best encapsulation of this admittedly jarring moment in the series.
Greymon, Dark Digimon to Skull Greymon!
By this point, we hadn't seen any of the main protagonists turn dark like this, and Skull Greymon most definitely created a memorable moment that left an impression on the fans. This card having an extra security attack shows his brutal power, creating a path of destruction each time he appears in the show. But we all know this burst of power is short-lived, which is why he immediately deletes himself after embarking on his temper tantrum. While D-Digivolution is a mechanic that exists in the TCG, the game designers chose to give Skull Greymon an on-deletion effect instead. This method not only guarantees the flavor of Skull Greymon's power in the show, but by playing it suspended is also helping to demonstrate the vulnerability of Agumon after Dark Digivolution, becoming absolutely exhausted and being out of commission for quite a bit. Not surprising after such an incredible fit of rage. While Skull Greymon was omitted from the 2020 reboot of Digimon Adventure, being replaced by ya boy Machinedramon, it's hard to deny that of all the Dark Digivolutions in the history of the franchise, Skull Greymon is one of the most terrifying we've seen so far. Up next, we have Fist of the Beast King from EX2. While you have a Digimon with Beelzemon in its name in play, you can use Fist without meeting its color requirements. For 2 memory, you can unsuspend one of your Digimon with either Leomon or Beelzemon in its name. Now for those unfamiliar with the reference, this card is probably a bit of a puzzler, but it's actually a nod to one of the most emotional moments in the franchise ever. Fist of the Beast King is the signature attack of Leomon, being used as far back as Season 1 of the anime, but the reason this card makes the list is the odd inclusion of a second name on the card, Beelzemon. In Season 3, the Digimon Tamers anime, the comic relief antagonist takes the form of a small punk of a Digimon named Impmon. Impmon's story, in my opinion, is actually one of the best written redemption stories to ever grace what is widely considered a kid's show. The TLDR is that Impmon originally had a pair of tamers, a brother and sister named Ai and Mako, who were too young to take proper care of him. As a result, he renounces his tamers and spends the bulk of the show teasing the show's 3 protagonist Digimon.
Deep down, you want to be just like me. I mean, after all, who wouldn't want to be like me? Handsome and free like a bird in a tree. Boom!
He's obsessed with presenting himself as powerful, but has his world rocked when one of the Digimon Devas messes him up badly. At his lowest point, he's offered a deal. Ultimate power if he's willing to destroy the 3 Digidestined he has begun to befriend. This results in his transformation into the Demon Lord Beelzemon, who proves to be more of a threat than the kids are able to handle. During their climactic confrontation, Beelzemon kills Leomon, the partner Digimon of Jerry, who had joined the team not long before. The loss of her partner pushes Jerry into a depression, but she nevertheless begs Gallantmon not to execute Beelzemon. This bewilders the misguided Digimon, who wanders about the digital world aimlessly until his power is drained by a swarm of Korosarimon. Eventually, he finds his way back to the real world and returns to his former tamers, who are thrilled to see their lost partner has finally returned.
Yay, Impmon's back! Impmon came back to us!
Hey, guys. What's up?
Desperate to help his former frenemies fight the newly emerged threat of the D-Reaper, Impmon digivolves back into Beelzemon, with the gift from his tamers transforming him into the powerful Blast mode.
No, Mako, this just might come in handier than you think!
The D-Reaper has been using Jerry's despair to fuel its rampage, and Beelzemon, racked with guilt over what he's done, is desperate to save her and beg her for her forgiveness. He throttles away at the barrier holding her hostage, and in a desperate last effort, calls out the digicode of her partnered Digimon, Leomon, and unleashes his powerful signature attack, Honestly, Beelzemon's story is probably worth a video all its own. He is such a well-written character, but we're here to talk about the card references. Needless to say, this moment is the reason that the card Fist of the Beast King references and is usable by Beelzemon. It's worth mentioning that under normal circumstances, a Digimon's signature attack is something exclusive to just them. It's extremely rare to see any Digimon utilize an attack from another Digimon. While the actual application of the unsuspend effect can be interpreted in a couple of different ways, it's really cool seeing such an emotionally resonant moment of the franchise memorialized in the trading card game. And as just a little fun bit of card game trivia, due to the way the effect is worded, there are actually several Leomon cards that are not able to use his own signature attack, but every present and future Beelzemon most certainly can. Finally, let's wrap things up by talking about BT1 Omnimon. Omnimon is 15 to play, 6 to digivolve, and has 15,000 DP. When digivolving, you can select an opposing Digimon and delete all Digimon they control that share a name with it. When attacking, by returning a level 6 Digimon from the sources to your hand, you can also unsuspend this Digimon. BT1 Omnimon is one of the most iconic cards in the TCG's entire history, and carries with it a reference to what is arguably the single most iconic moment in all of Digimon. The Digimon movie is safe to call a controversial topic. The US release of the Digimon movie is really a combination of 3 short films that were chopped up and crammed together to create a feature-length film. And it was just those 3 movies. There was definitely nothing else involved. While the third and longest of the 3 films was by far the most brutally cut and drastically shortened compared to its original runtime, creating some infamously bad dialogue.
I'm the one with the problem, not you. Get over it.
Okay, that was fast.
The first 2 films are still fondly remembered as being some of the best animation Digimon has had to offer. The best of the 3 is widely agreed to be the middle film, Our War Game, which features a literal Digimon virus that hatches and begins devouring computer data from the internet. Not only does this movie have some of my favorite jokes in all of Digimon,
So do I have enough of this stuff? Beats me. It's the first time I've used flour to bake a cake.
it also features the debut of one of the franchise's best known Digimon. After the virus Digimon digivolves to its mega form, Diaboromon, the 2 strongest Digimon that we had seen up until this point, Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon, get absolutely demolished. While they float in cyberspace, beaten and broken, Diaboromon begins to clone himself, multiplying at an exponential rate. Determined not to let the virus win, the 2 Megas limp onward, only to find that Diaboromon has multiplied well into the millions. A hail of laser fire rains down, once again decimating our 2 protagonists. Desperate to help their partners, both Matt and Tai enter the cyberspace to encourage their partners. Tai begs Wargreymon not to give up, and reminds him of all the kids around the world relying on their victory, asking him to feel their hope and their strength.
I feel them.
The 2 Digimon begin to grow as the energy from the onlookers surround them. As the light fades, a new Digimon stands in their place. Part Wargreymon and part Metal Garurumon.
They digivolve together to become Omnimon.
The Diaboromon begin to fire again, until
Transcendent Sword. Hurry!
Now, if you've been a fan of Digimon as long as I have, this scene likely still gives you goosebumps. The effects from BT1 Omnimon may seem pretty simple and honestly kind of obscure from a gameplay perspective. After all, how often does your opponent spam a ton of Digimon with the same name? Well, even in the earliest sets, there was really only a single Digimon that wanted to spam a ton of bodies that were basically clones of himself. And that's the movie's primary antagonist, Diaboromon. There's no debating that this effect is a direct reference to this awe-inspiring moment from the Digimon movie, and I personally can't help but smile every time I read it, thinking back to that day in the year 2000 when we were introduced to Omnimon for the first time. And the rest, dear friends, is history. And that's going to do it for today's flavor discussion on the Digimon TCG. If you liked this video, remember to subscribe to the channel, as I will definitely be making a part 2 covering some of the other cool lore references to be found in the trading card game. Be sure to leave your personal favorite card references in the comments below, and maybe they'll be featured in the next installment. With that, I am an avid herpetologist. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.